Give the oneness a chance to gaze back upon itself. Give yourself a chance to gaze back upon yourself. Ladies and gents, welcome back. Keith, man of letters, knowledge, information, and entertainment. You guys know how it goes. Feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, share to your heart's desire. Full moon in Aries. I'm sure you guys have read all about what full moon in Aries means thus far, which means now we will pull some cards. We got a little pick a card going here, all right? We got a little pick a card. Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Let's see if we can find some objects around the table to help you guys pick something out. Okay, not very fancy, but here we have some fresh picked wild black pepper. Well, not black pepper. Technically right now at this stage it's white pepper. Card number 2, we have some homemade purple sage tincture. It's a nice little 1-to-6 ratio, super potent. And card number 3, we have a torch, because you never know when you need one of them bad boys. Pick your card, pick your card. Alright, hopefully you took a moment to find yourself a nice card. Now let's see what the first one is, shall we? Number 1, Last Judgment. Right side up, the spirit of the primal fire. Primal fire advises you that you allow yourself to grow, transform, and release hidden potentials within yourself. Divest yourself of fruitless endeavors without neglecting your duties. At the same time, invest your energies in new growth. It's not necessary to reject others, but refuse to be manipulated by those who cry foul. This process isn't about them anyways. It's about you, and about the desire you feel to change your life and become a more complete person. Trust your impulses and allow this remarkable awakening to happen. It's a resurrection card. The great reunion that the ancients believed would happen once in every age. The harvest, which makes perfect sense because we are in harvest season as we speak. The world is seeded with a batch of new souls and the process starts over. From a modern point of view, this great reunion includes every personality that you have ever been and every soul that you have done deep work with. Reunites to consciously complete the process. In a way, we symbolically celebrate this returning to center every year on our birthday. It's like a second birthday, alright. So I'm going to do all 3 cards and then we'll do a tandem. Alright, we'll get into the second card. Thank you for your patience, you guys. Card number 2. If you guys had the purple sage tincture, this card is for you. Triumphal feelings of freedom. As if the charioteer is being paraded through the streets as a hero or heroine. The card reflects congratulations for high achievement and serves as a sign of empowerment. Damn, that Aries fire charging through, not looking back, coming in hot, is it not? Huge wheels and frisky steeds speed the rate at which the driver's willpower can be realized. This kind of charge makes more of the world accessible to one's ambitious enough to seize the chariot's reins. But there is danger in this feeling of freedom because of the increased rate of change and its power to magnify mistakes and judgment. As a seasoned warrior, Aries moon, the charioteer is called upon to be extra attentive to the way ahead. Be prepared for changes that might include a move or opportunity to travel. Charioteer travels light and stays open to fresh experiences that change with every valley or mountain pass. You may be asked to live out of a suitcase and consider every place your home for a while. Be receptive to new people who come into your life, most especially become more fluid and taste the joys of freedom. The charioteer is nothing if not self-sufficient. Be prepared and self-contained for the changes that will sweep in and carry you with them. Man, we got a lot of that fiery ass forward moving energy. Fire is extremely malleable. It's practically impossible to contain a fire. And as a matter of fact, once you do contain a fire, the oxygen is burnt out and the fire puts itself out. So to contain a fire is to actually end a fire. Last card. We're getting to it, you guys. Thanks you for your patience. Let's check this out. Let's see what we got here. What was the third card? Torch. We got a torch. Talk about fire. The Magician. And they were all in the advice. Ooh, we got some Mercury in here. We got some Hermes. We have some Toph. We have some Tahuti. Talk about the Magician, right? Nice. These guys knew what was up. The Magus of Power. The Magician is one that demonstrates hands-on magic, healing, transformative rituals, alchemical transmutations, charging of talismans. Oh man, I was making sigils last night, so we already got the Magician energy on lock. A modern magician is any person who completes the circuit between heaven and earth, one who seeks to bring forth the divine gold within herself. At the birth of tarot. At the birth of tarot, even a gifted healer who was not an ordained clergyman was considered to be in league with the devil, for obvious reasons. The line between fooling the eye with sleight of hand and charging the world with magical will was not clearly differentiated in the early tarot cards. Waite's image of the magician as a solitary ritualist, communing with the spirits of the elements, with its formal arrangement of symbols, as a token of the freedom we have in modern times to declare our spiritual politics without fear of reprisal. The older cards were never so explicit about what the magician was doing. It's best to keep your imagination open with this card. Visualize yourself manifesting something unique, guided by evolutionary forces that emerge spontaneously from within your soul. Give your questioning nature and free associating mind plenty of room to explore the subject at hand. Behave just as if you were an open-minded and curious scientist. At least scientists in theory are supposed to be open-minded. Don't be like today's modern political scientists. Be the original scientist. Be the Albert Einstein. Through this process, you may bring freshness and clarity into the situation that is both stimulating and catalytic. You do not have to understand it all intellectually. Intuition is your ace in the hole. Respond in a spontaneous manner to which is right in front of you. There's no reason to hold yourself back. Your natural urges are exactly what is needed, and your ingenious timing and elegant style will help smooth over awkwardness. Damn. Lots of fire. Hopefully no brimstone. All about creativity, all about open-mindedness. The Magician that we got previously had to do with the same thing. This can be just an energetic read of the month itself, of the full moon itself. One, we've got the Chariot. We'll go in reverse. You're all connected here. You guys, even though you didn't pick the other two cards, trust, they're still connected to you. Do not think for 2 seconds just because you picked the blowtorch that these other cards don't. This is just your focal point, right? So the Chariot, the Magician, is the alchemist, the one connecting divine source to the world and thus connecting the world to divine source. It was Carl Sagan who said we are the cosmos experiencing itself. That's our opportunity. We call this the Magician, but I would say this is every human's job, period, is to connect the two together. Give the oneness a chance to gaze back upon itself. Give yourself a chance to gaze back upon yourself. Wouldn't it be cool if you could watch yourself doing something from a day? Not from a recorder or in a movie or someone's cell phone or someone catching you in action. I mean, you literally watching yourself through someone else's eyes for a full day. Like, how cool would it be to see yourself, all your nuances, how you walk. I walk that way, I look like that from that angle for an extended period of time, you know what I mean? That's what we're a part of, is giving that power and receiving that power to see all things from every angle. That's the Magician. That's the creativity, the ability to see things from all angles so that you can pull all angles together. It's fun as fuck. It is the funnest thing I believe humans will ever have the chance of doing, is somehow connecting the divine to humanity and humanity to the divine. Sliding up and down that scale of polarity, crossing that bridge of correspondence to the macro, you know what I mean? And the chariot, continuing to go in reverse, is the thing that plows forward, always forward. Right? That's the chariot. That's the triumph of light that is the chariot. Light casts in one direction. Unfortunately, because of that, it can't see itself, right? It's another reoccurring theme, the ability to see oneself. Light doesn't shine on itself, as I think Alan Watts says. Knives don't cut. A knife can't cut itself. Yeah. The chariot tells us that while we're using this creativity, to make sure we're going forward with it, to make sure we're progressing with it, the chariot's on wheels. It's being pulled forward quickly, faster than the man can walk or run, which translates to that creative force that we're using with the magician card. It translates to a speedy transmutation of ether into physical reality, and vice versa. That means shit can get destroyed and returned to ether instantaneously these days. So be careful. It's just a reminder, like, hey, shit's gonna happen real well. So keep your mind open, but also keep it diligent on what you're directing that energy on, because it's probably gonna manifest relatively quickly, which is good if you got your shit together. So have fun, and it's Aries season. This could not be a more perfect description for what's going on right now. That we're chilling in Aries. Because if there's one thing that Aries can get carried away with, it's a ram. It just wants to butt shit all the time. Just wham, wham. It could be an extremely large amount of wasted energy if those headbutts weren't directed in the right spot. So the last judgment card, it's pointing to the freedom from inner conflict, so a clear channel that's buried talents and gifts of the past can be brought forward. What did it say? It's like the birth. You have all your personalities, and they all have such beautiful gifts and blessings to them. Your introverted side has some phenomenal qualities of introspection. Your extroverted side has some phenomenal qualities of instigating social, beautiful, lovely social interactions with booze and merrymaking and music. Wow, you know what I mean? And that last judgment is a cultivation of all that is, was, and has been, and brings the best to the forefront, and as a result brings up those gifts and those talents. And all of these cards were in the advice position, which is nice because it just shows good signs. It just shows good signs. And Magician, Chariot, Judgment. Bring forth all the personalities, that final culmination of life. Condense it into the newest. Fucking charge forward with great speed. The cool thing about the Chariot is because it's so reckless, it almost has like a jovial feel to it, like a childlike feel. Like Aries is the child of the zodiac. Everything's an adventure. Everything is new. Everything's exciting. You're not necessarily worried about the past. Kids don't worry about the past. They're so young, they don't really have a past. That's why it's easy for kids to be fucking so stoked all the time. It's because everything's an adventure. Everything is brand fucking new. And that's the energy that the Chariot brings along with it. It's just adventure, forward movement, tunnel vision, which is nice because we have tunnel vision and we have an open non-tunneled vision with the Magician card that came after that. And it's almost like, hey, you have your personalities, great, they're to the forefront, great, now let those all those personalities you have, let their individual uniqueness shine in any given situation. Now that you know them all and are consciously aware of your different parts, you can utilize them to the best of your abilities. Have fun, be like the chariot, be like the child, the adventure, move forward. Manifestation is yours to be had quickly because you're riding in the chariot. But as a result, make sure that you're headed in the right direction so that you don't necessarily go too far somewhere that you never intended to go in the first place. It's an awfully big waste of time. And then the magician's telling us to make sure we connect the divine to earth. That is our role. When you're making a sigil, when you're doing a crystal grid, when you're doing your when you're doing your yogas at sunrise, when you're fucking burning the midnight oil, when you're sacrificing your chickens, when you're having your sex rituals, wearing your crazy masks and shit, and capes and robes and whatnot. I'm down for the capes and robes party if you guys are having them. Whatever you're doing, that's the point. Connect this plane to the divine, to your God of choice, whoever you decide to roll with. That's what's happening. And there's a million ways of doing that, which is why creativity and imagination and open-mindedness is such a big factor of the magician, because you're talking all of existence. You have all of everything that has ever existed and will exist as a tool to connect to the divine. So utilize that infiniteness. Tap into that feminine to be open and aware of all things simultaneously. Engage the masculine so once you've made the decision, you can finally narrow down that vision and start bringing shit through the ether down here. And having fun with it. Having fun, having an adventure with it. Chariot, don't forget that chariot card. That's the energy that I feel is reigning supreme through all these cards, is the sort of fuck yeah, this is fun. Like, oh, that's right, this is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to, guys, hey, I fucking forgot. I totally forgot. We were supposed to be having fun this whole time. And then Johnny's like, what? Fun? And then Dave's like, dude, fun. We're like, fucking fun. We're supposed to be having this whole time, like from start to finish. I don't know who forgot to tell us, but apparently the whole goddamn time we were supposed to have. And then Johnny's like, fuck, like, dope. All right, I got the booze. Homeboy's bringing logs for the fire. We will be drinking and merrymaking tonight. Who's got the bagpipes? You know what I mean? Don't forget that. It's fun. We're in fall. It's harvest season. Now is where we reap the fruit of our labor. This is good times, you guys. So enjoy that shit. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the squad. We got a good thing going here. We got lives every Tuesday and Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We run the lives. About whatever. We do live readings on the channel, like not card readings, but book readings, occult. We'll read esoteric occult books on the lives and sort of do a live discussion. We got a lot of fun shit going on. It's a super fun channel. Gets heavy and I can bicker at times. Some friends become enemies, sort of things. But all is fair in love and war, as they say. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for being here, and have fun.